and welcome to Board Game Chat. How are you, Anabel?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Angela?
I'm good. I will apologise if that pump that's outside pumping water, because we're in a flood at the moment, is coming through on the mic. You can't hear it, but hopefully the viewers can't hear it either.
No, I saw pictures though of the street, of your street. You posted a picture. I saw how flooded it is. But you guys are okay,
Oh, we're fine, yeah. Just other
Okay.
people suffering, sadly.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Anyway, happier things. Board games.
Yes. Games. Oh. What is our topic for today? What are we going to talk about today?
So our topic for today is small box games.
Ooh. Okay. Small box games. You got this. Are we doing like a top 5?
I've
Something? Or
chosen 5. Have you chosen 5?
I've chosen 5, but have you put them in a specific order or?
I haven't put them in order. No, I never even thought of that. Have you?
Okay. Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. I could probably quickly do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So do you want to go first with your first one?
I'll go first while you put yours in order. All right. So I kind of put them in order. I also have some honorable mentions. I guess we'll do those later. But my game at the top, number 5 is called Alhambra, and you know this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Euro game. It is, I would say, it's light to medium. It's really simple to play, really. On your turn, you have 2 choices. You can draft the money that's on the table, that is different colors, or you can buy a building with the money that you have in your hands. Simple as that. But there's so much more, because then you have to take that building and place it in your game area, and there's some specific rules because there's walls, and you're also trying to have the most buildings of the same color, and different colors have different points. So for example, I think the white is really high on points, so if you have more whites than your opponents, you'll make more points. So it's a lot more complicated, but turns are so simple, and that's what I really like about Alhambra.
That's what I like about it as well, to be honest. And it's
Yeah,
pretty as well. I've actually got
really pretty.
Alhambra, Alhambra, the big box, and some other versions as well, I think. Yeah.
I only have the one, and I haven't played it in so long. But it's one of those where it's still like, oh wow, I remember having so much fun, and like you said, it's so pretty, and there's so much more to it than when you first explain it to someone, and they're like, oh, I got this. Either I got money, or no, it's more than that.
Yes, definitely. That's a great pick. I love it.
Good. Perfect. Started right. Did you figure out your order?
I haven't, but I'll just kick on. So my first one's this little tiny one here, Jaipur, and it's just a super easy little card game. It appears on everybody's small box lists, and the reason for that is it's easy to learn, easy to play, and it's beautiful as well. I think it just had a reprint. This is the old version, and the reprint's even nicer than this one. So, and it's 2-player only as well.
Okay, that's important. What is it about?
So you're sort of a merchant, and you're collecting these cards. So it's set collection, hand management, and drafting from the market. I haven't played it for ages, to be honest, but yeah. So you're collecting certain things to make money, to make points, and then the person with the most points is the winner, as with most things.
I just heard a lot of mechanics for such a small box.
Oh, it's pretty easy. You've got your market on the table, and you're just drafting cards into your hand and then keeping them or selling them on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Hi. So, for my number 4, I have picked one of the Tiny Epic games, because those are tiny. So my favorite so far is Tiny Epic Galaxies.
Okay.
In Tiny Epic Galaxies, you are rolling, and it's kind of like, once you roll, that's the actions that you can take. Of course, you have some rerolls, and it's weird because I usually do not like games that are themed in space, which is really weird. if you see
Yeah.
my love for Star Wars, I don't know how that happens. But I usually don't enjoy if it's something that's space related. I move along, move along. This,
Yeah.
so. But Tiny Epic Galaxies is just the simplicity of you roll, you kind of do your movement. But I love the one thing that I really enjoy about Tiny Epic Galaxies is that your opponents are very, they have to be in the game because they can copy your actions. So it's not a solitary game where you just do your thing, okay, next player, okay, you go. No, you have to be paying attention to what the active player is doing because you can follow them and you can do the same action. And that keeps the game really engaging. Everybody can, take part of what you are doing during your turn. So I love it. Now, I gotta say that this is my pick, but I understand that there is a Tiny Epic dungeon
Yeah.
that is coming out soon. I believe in March, very very soon. And if you guys know my favorite types of game, dungeon crawlers. So I already pre-ordered it because it doesn't matter. I need this game in my collection. I saw it; it looks beautiful. So for now, because it's not out, I have chosen Tiny Epic Galaxies. But Tiny Epic Dungeon will probably uh, push this one out of the list.
Yeah. Oh, I need to ask, what is your dog's name?
Oh, this is Clementine. Say
Oh,
hi,
Clementine. I
Clementine.
think I knew that actually. Adorable.
Oh, thank you. She's looking straight at the camera, like, oh, what's
Yeah.
up? Hi,
Beautiful.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So getting back to Tiny Epic, I did have a few of them. I've never owned the Galaxy one, but I ended up selling them all. The only one I've got left is it Tiny Epic Quest, the one that's like Zelda?
Uh-huh.
That's the only one that I've got left.
Okay.
But my son-in-law owns everything for the Tiny Epic. The player mats, the special bag, every single version of everything. So I can borrow them off him if I need
You
to.
can always play them. I love how portable they are, and you know that I like big games, so I always when I go out and on a travel or whatever, I always need something small. So this list right here is it's the games that I keep because I need to have something portable.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. My next one, they're not in order.
Okay,
I'm just
okay,
pulling them
okay.
off the list now. This little baby, Cartographers. So this one is a flip and write game. So you flip
Uh-huh.
over the cards, but you actually start off with cards that are showing to show you what to do. You flip over the thing. You've got a little map. I'm terrible at explaining games. I've just realized. Like,
No, you're not. I understand. You flip a card and then.
yep, you've got your piece of paper, which is a map. You flip
Mhm,
over the card, and then you have to fill out the map dependent on what is on that card. So,
mhm.
usually a polyomino
Okay.
shape, and
Okay.
yeah, and the different seasons that you're playing in will dictate what is going to score you. So, you might have to surround a temple with or a mountain with water, or you might have to surround it with something else, depending on what's on the cards that are on show. So you're
Mhm,
trying to place your things on the. When I say place, you actually draw onto the map because you're a
mhm. I
cartographer,
figured.
and you end up with this beautiful thing at the end because you've drawn all the different little landscapes and things onto your map.
Mhm.
So yeah, so it's not like just numbers or anything. It's you end up with a cool thing as well. Some people color it in and it looks amazing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't happen to have one that you've already played in there, do
You know
you?
what? I don't know. Let's have a
Let's
look
check.
and see.
Let's check. Cause yeah, I would love to see what the final project, the final game looks
There
like.
it is.
There is cool.
There's a few
Okay.
in here. Ta-da!
Oh, look at that. That's pretty
So
cool.
once it's all filled in, oh, that's terrible, isn't it? Oh, there's monsters in it as well. Sometimes a monster will come out. I think it's one per deck that you set up, and you
I
have
like
to
it.
deal with
I
them.
actually, I think, yeah, I think I could totally. I love that it's thematic. Like you're a cartographer, so of course, you're drawing and
Yeah,
yeah, very,
and
very
the
cool.
artwork as well, by the way, is lovely for what it is because it's
Okay.
from Thunderworks Games, so it's actually tied into the role player universe. Yeah,
Okay.
cartographers. I love
Cartographers.
love it. Great game.
Very cool. I know that earlier you apologized for if we could hear what was it
The pump.
The pipe. Yeah. So now I need to apologize because there's some guitar in the back.
Oh,
So if you, if hopefully it goes with the, and that brings me to a question for you, Angela. What is your hidden talent? Something that you do that maybe some people might know, but some people in the channel might not know that something that you do that maybe other people can't do.
okay. Well, if you go onto my website,
Hmm.
I've got a lot of arty things on there. I don't consider myself an artist. Other people tell me that I am, but yeah, so prop building and just making weird things, 3D printing things, and Nerf modding is something that I used to do that I don't do anymore.
Okay. Well, I don't even know how to 3D print things, so and I looked into it and it looks so complicated. I was about to buy a 3D printer and then I started trying to figure out how to do it and I'm like, what? I need to know how hot this thing's gotta be? No, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
So,
most printers now will set it up for you.
oh
Pretty
really?
easy, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, for me, it's music. I have a YouTube channel where we do music, and right now we're working on an original song. I play the keys, and we have a band called Magic Avenue. You can check out the YouTube. You can check out what we do. Um, yeah, it's actually something that some people might know in my channel, but some people might not know. They just see me playing games. They never see me in front of a keyboard. So
Yeah.
that's there we go.
Very impressive, I have to say. I don't play any kind of musical thing. I've got no musical talent whatsoever. So when I see someone else being able to do something like that, I'm like amazed.
Well, yeah, and I have no artistic talents. And now that I'm trying to finally get into it and paint my miniatures, and oh my goodness, now I really appreciate the artist, the artistic value of other people. You know, like when I see
Oh,
a
sure.
really nicely painted, I'm like, wow. Like today I saw one that blew my mind. Now you can appreciate it. So yeah, of course, I understand. But you know, so we cannot all do the same thing, right? Because that
Oh,
would be very boring. We all have to have a different talent. And that brings me to game number 3 on my list, which is, I believe it's a kind of like a new game. It's called Dungeon Mayhem. And have you heard of it?
no, I don't
No.
think so anyway.
So Dungeon Mayhem is a really quick game. It's pretty much a filler game, I would say, because it lasts from 10 to 15 minutes, really fast. It's a card game, and it's really crazy. It's very asymmetrical, so you have different decks. Every character has different abilities that they can use, but basically, they have some basic abilities that they all can do, like attack and defend and what. But then there's some rule changing stuff that they all have. Like there's this one guy, he's a wizard, I think, and he has this ability on one of his cards that if you get it at the right time, it says flip your HP with somebody else's HP, and then you turn the game around and you were losing and now you're winning. Really crazy, really fun. There's a bunch of expansions out there, I believe, adding more characters because there's so this game can go anywhere, just because how fast, how quick, and how fun it is to play. Like all you have to do, it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. You're going from 10 HP to 0. You're just trying to defeat your opponent with cards, but playing one card every turn. That's it. And you're picking a card, you're dropping a card. It's a fun one. I do recommend you checking it out. You might like it. I think you might.
Yeah, it sounds good as well. How's the artwork? That's always a draw for me. Has it got like really cool artwork on it, or is it more like just strategy?
It's kind of like, how can I even, a comic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's
Yeah,
it's supposed to
I like
be,
that.
yeah, it's supposed to be really light, really. It's just a joke. Like I had a character. I don't have. I only have one, but I went to a convention recently, and they had different character. So I tried it out because I wanted to see, oh, what else is there. And I was playing with this character that was a piece of furniture. He was like a table or something. Yeah, it's supposed to be funny. So it's not
Yeah.
supposed. Yeah, it's just that kind of like, I'm killing you, you're killing me. It's really fast, and I've enjoyed it. I really have. For a light, fast kind of game,
Yep.
it will be my go-to.
Oh, it sounds good. I'll definitely
Yeah,
check
check
that
it
one.
out. Dungeon Mayhem. It's
Yeah,
mayhem. It really is.
sounds like mayhem.
Yeah.
Righto.
Okay.
My
All
next
right.
one.
Mhm.
This is an older game. When was this made? I don't know, blueprints. I don't know if you can still get it, but
Okay.
I've hung on to mine, so you can see on the back here. You're basically building buildings, but you're building them out of dice, and it's
Okay.
another it's a bag drawing thing where you have your blueprint. So you've got your card with your blueprint on it, and it will show the dice in a certain shape. So like a 3D polyomino style shape. But the way that you build it is dictated by the colors of the dice. So some of the dice might be glass, some of them might be wood. And the
Oh, cool.
closer you can get to your actual blueprint, the better it is. But the problem you've got is as you're drafting your dice, you need to start with a lower number first, because if you start with a higher number, the next level in your building needs to be the same or higher. So if you start your basement with a 6, you're in trouble because you need to get 6s to build up from there. So it's super basic to play, but it's just a lot of fun. You can take it to a cafe as well. It doesn't take up that much space when you're playing
Nice.
it.
I
Yeah,
like it.
really like it.
I was gonna ask about the peeps, the dice. Like, does it have peeps? And now I totally understand. So,
Yeah, it's
so
just
see, you did a great explanation. that was perfect. I totally get it. Oh, I mean, like I was like, what about? And then you answer my question. I'm like, perfect. Okay, now I can picture it in my head, and this it probably looks
I'll
really
put up
cute once
pictures
you finish
anyway.
playing.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's,
Mhm.
really, I liked it the first time I played it, and my wife liked it as well, which is
Okay.
unusual. So yeah, we would take it to a
What I'm
cafe.
what I'm picturing is I remember I used to go to Panera. Here's a life story. I used to go to Panera with a friend to play Magic, or just any board game really. But and we would sit next to there was this group that would meet to play. I think it was backgammon or some Monopoly, some kind of regular game. And sometimes we would bring these cool games, and they would look like they wouldn't ask, but they would look like, what are these people playing? Like we'd have like Santorini or something like that, and it would look really cool. I bet this dice game would really blow their
You
minds.
know what?
Like
It's
after,
hilarious that you've said that, because when we have taken it to our local coffee shop where we used to go, people would ask what it was. Yeah,
you see,
because it looks
yeah,
nice when you're doing it as well, because you're sort of building it up, and people don't see you using dice in that way either. They see you rolling dice,
wrong,
so
right,
they're like, what are you
exactly,
doing? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like it. It's pretty. I like the whole idea behind it. Very cool. Good
Yay.
choice. uh, All right. So moving to my number two. I'm not going to get into this one really deep because it's a game that I've already talked about in another one of our chats. It's Shadow Rift.
Yeah.
And Shadow Rift is smallpox. Basically, it's you are trying to save a city by fighting monsters, but also building walls to protect your city. And I already talked about it extensively, so just go back and check it. And also, I did record a run through of it, so I'm going to be putting that on my channel soon. I just have too many to be, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's already recorded, so you're gonna have a chance to see it, a whole playthrough of it. So that's Shadow Rift.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember you talked about that one because I asked if the theme could have been redone as zombies. I think that was the one. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. My next one is this one. You'll probably recognize it. Biblios.
Biblios.
Yeah, it's another one that uses colored dice, but you're only using the dice as the market. So what you're trying to do is you're the head of a monastery and you're trying to make like the best library type thing. So
Right.
you've got your market in, I'll probably put pictures up anyway, but you've got your little market, and these dice can be altered depending on what cards you get. So you can change the stock, as it were, of certain things. So if you know you're collecting I think it's called pigment, you will want the blue die to be higher, because then the cards in your hand are going to be worth more. Yeah, and I've also got, it came out with this one recently, which is a roll and write type version, but I haven't actually played it yet. But I'm looking forward to it because I do like this one.
Right.
This one. Yeah, and it looks completely different as well. So we'll see how that one goes.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on the roll and write, because That sounds really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of Biblios. I've seen
Yeah.
it. I've seen it play through. It looks pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Pretty
Yeah.
game.
And easy
Yeah.
as well. Even though
Hmm.
I'm, as I say, terrible at explaining games, I don't really need to explain them because I think every game I've chosen, other than Blueprints, is like a fairly well known thing. So there'll be hundreds of playthroughs of Biblios if people look it
Well,
up.
I still have to disagree with that. And you know what? It's funny because I always thought that I was terrible at explaining games.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't have a lot of friends that play games, so I'm usually the one explaining. And a lot of times I felt like I wasn't really getting the message across. And I never blamed the people, I always blame myself. And then I started a YouTube channel. And I play games and I explain them, and I've gotten so much feedback about
How well
how.
you explain them?
Right. I didn't think I was. So
Do.
I think you were suffering from whatever I was suffering. So eventually you will be cured. You are doing a great job explaining so far. I've understood every single game you've explained. So sorry about somebody must be here. The dogs are going crazy.
How many dogs have you got? It sounds like more than one.
This is my idea of the drum roll because we're going to number one.
The doggy drum roll.
Yeah, I don't need drum roll. I got dogs barking. All right, so for my number one, I gotta say, I will tell you which one my number one is, but I did not know if this other one that I did not put as my number one, if I could have put it, and if it was cheating if I did. So I'm gonna mention it first
Yeah.
because it would have been my number one if it wasn't cheating. Small box, really small box, deck of cards, Magic the Gathering.
That's fine. Yeah, I think that'll
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So that, yes, definitely that would be my go-to game wherever I'm traveling, wherever I need something small. It's just a deck, couple of tokens to mark things. Most replayability, most fun, quick game. If you
Yeah.
have not ever played Magic the Gathering, what are you waiting for? Just get a deck and do it. Don't go crazy buying stuff because you'll never stop. But
Oh,
you just need one deck.
yeah, I've got a story for you about that. So I've got this friend, she lives in another state, and she's got a
Okay.
magic collection, and
Okay.
she's in her mid-70s now. I can't imagine how many cards it is, but she said to me, "You can have my magic collection, but it's getting it to you that's the problem. I'll need to
Mhm.
hire a van."
Wow.
That's how many. I can't even begin to explain. When I went into her games room years ago, and she said, "This is my magic collection," it was just this shelf, floor to ceiling, of white boxes, and the boxes themselves were probably this long,
Uh-huh.
and they were placed that way.
Yep.
And it was
Uh-huh.
just, I mean, thousands of cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
just loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I have a few of those white boxes,
Yeah.
but I try to control myself because I know it's never ending. But now I play it online, so it's more controlled,
Yeah.
So, but Magic the Gathering. But I didn't put that one on number one because I didn't know if it was cheating. Because it's not really a. Is it really a board game? It's more like a card game.
Yeah.
So my number one spot goes to Super Motherload, which is a small box. It's a board game. If you've never played that, it's a mining game in a way. It's you are mining with what is the name of this poly? I don't speak English. Tetris
Oh, the
kind of
polyomino thing, Tetris
those.
pieces.
Every time I say that word, I'm just gonna point at you. poly Tetris things. Yeah. So you're using those to kind of dig and get treasure or resources, jewels, pretty much. But it's also you're buying cards and with those jewels, so you get a better hand every time because it's hard to explain. I'm having a hard time explaining it, but very much
No, I
you.
get what you're saying. Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
you mine for the gems, and then you spend the gems to get a better hand, and then you mine for more gems. Is that what?
that's exactly what it is. And then at the end, the cards in your hand, the cards that you've been buying, give you points. And also, there's objectives throughout the game. For example, mine a tunnel that's 4 long, so you will need to also do that. Plus, whatever cards you're getting, and you get points and you win. Fun little game. Every time I play it is different, even though it's like I think 4 boards that you can use double-sided, so it gives you a replayability like that. But the cards you're going to be getting in your hands are different, and the different characters have a little bit of a flavor to them. They're not completely different, but they have a little bit of flavor. Some can do different kind of cool things. So I love that game. So if Magic is cheating, then Super Motherlode is the one I choose.
Okay, I'm looking forward to looking that one up. And when you are getting the gems, do you actually get gems? Like, does it come with little gems, or is it?
Yeah, but they're cardboard. They're all cardboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for gems. That's why I've asked. If there's gems in a game, I'm immediately like, woo.
Maybe there's a deluxe edition out there that has them. I haven't seen it. I don't think the game is that popular, to be honest. I saw it at the con I've seen it at cons, like in the library, but I've never really looked into the deluxe edition because I'm not into gems as much, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
But it's a fun one.
This is a nice segue because my last game, which is this one, I actually had 2 versions of it here, but I think I've left it in the other room. So, Manhattan Project Chain Reaction.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, this is the deluxe version, but I've actually got the regular version, which is just a tiny little box like this, just with cards and a few other little bits in it. But this game is my most played game other than Cat Lady.
Okay.
And the reason for that is you can play it by yourself. And I used to do researching for a company, and I would end up just sitting for ages with nothing to do. And I would take the little deck, so not this one, but the little handy little deck, and I would just sit there and play it over and over and over again. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build nuclear weapons, which is a bit of a touchy subject
topic right now.
But in a cute way. So you've got these cards.
And what you chose.
Cute nuclear weapons. You've got your cards, and they're dual use. So your cards can be either maybe a scientist or a laborer, or they can be whatever is on the other side. So like in Magic, you tap your cards and you turn them side on. So if they're side on, they're one thing, and if they're upright, they're another thing. And you basically use it to develop atomic bombs. So you get your yellow cake, and then you use your scientist maybe to turn that into uranium, and then you use the uranium and your scientist to buy the bombs, and the bombs have got the points on them. That's it.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I like it because it's cute. It's easy, and obviously the other version's tiny. You can literally put it in your pocket. It's just a deck of cards.
So when you're doing the solo, because I know you mentioned it has solo mode.
Yes.
What is your timer? Or what are you fighting against? Like, what are you trying to? Just
your deck. Really, you're trying to get a certain amount of points from memory. It's been a while since I played it, and I've literally only played it solo. I've never played it with anyone else. I would just sit there. I haven't played it for probably 2 years because, like I said, I used to play it when I had that job, and it was just mind numbing sitting there. So I'd always have it in my backpack. And
because it's fun. Right. Nice. I like it. Well, that's our games, guys. Now what we need is another topic for next time when we get together. Yeah, that would be cool if you guys can tell us what you want to hear. We'd love to talk about whatever it is on that you like for us to talk about. If it's another top 5, if it's something completely different, we are here for that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right,
sounds good.
Well, I think we did all right there. That was a pretty good top 10 games.
Yes, top 5 and 5, 10. Is that how you're seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, they were all different, weren't they?
Yeah, we're all different. Yes,
Yeah.
true. You got a point. There you go. 10 games for you guys tonight or
Yeah.
today.
Yes. And
All right.
thanks for
We'll see.
joining us. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. See you next time.